Alright, you two, it seems we have a new night guard in town. You know what that means.
Go to the door and stare at him for a while.
Yes! Oh, and, Bonnie, take it a little, easy this time around.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, the last person you killed, you kinda, decapitated. Just seems a bit, much.
Oh, and forcefully shoving someone into a suit until their eyeballs pop out is fine?
Hey, that is a perfectly valid way to kill a man.
Look, I'm just saying, you gonna come after me for how I kill people, I'm gonna come after you for how you kill people. Yeah, but Bonnie, what possessed you to rip the guy's head off? Oh, I ain't hearing nothing from you, Kentucky Fried Chica. The last person you were gonna kill, you were gonna cook. Hey, he would have made an excellent pizza topping.
Would you all shut up? I'm trying to sleep.
Yo. Hello everyone, Plushie here yet again with something a little different this time. If you guys haven't noticed, I have recently just got done making some new Five Nights at Freddy's movie-based plushies. So, as a little treat, I thought I might as well make a little showcase for them. Now, I will say this, the whole set is not done. I still have Golden Freddy, Endo 1, Yellow Rabbit, and Springtrap to make. But I will be making them shortly. Will I make a second coverage for them? Probably. So without any further ado, let's get into the coverage. Ow. Fuck. Squeezed my rib. Before we begin, I will say I am going in order of how I made them. So I apologize if it's a little bit different. First up on the list is Bonnie. Now, the main reason I wanted to make Bonnie first is, one, at the time I had a kind of craving for him, but also the base I was originally going to use was delayed till April. So I was just like, screw it, I could probably do a better job if I just made this bitch myself. Now, unlike the others that will be shown off, this plush does not have as many features or gizmos with him. It's just kind of your standard Fnaf movie Bonnie. He's got his signature blue coloring, his big puffy bow tie, his ears, his snout, pretty much everything that makes Bonnie Bonnie. But I did make him a fresh new guitar. Now, unlike the other guitars I've made, this is probably the most high detailed, and most of it is actually just cardboard. The only difference with this guitar and the movie one, I forgot the straps on it. I'll probably add them later, but that is for later me to figure out. Next up on the list is the one, the only Freddy Fazbear. Now this one is a little different than Bonnie. In terms of the body pattern for most of them is the complete same, but he does have a little more features to them. Not as much as the initial one that is going to be retired after this video, more on that later, but he still has some very interesting things about him. For starters, unlike all the other plushies I've made in the past, his eyebrows can actually move. Along with his eyes, which are completely removable, but I'm not gonna get into that today. Other than that, pretty standard for your Fnaf 1 Freddy plush, although I did kind of screw up the coloring and made him a lot more orange than he's supposed to. And, like with Bonnie, I also made him his little microphone, Although it does not have magnets in it, so I just kind of gotta balance it on his hand. And that's FNAF 1 Freddy. So on to the next one. Now this is the part where we're going a little out of order, because you probably think Chica was next, because, you know, I got Bonnie and Freddy done, so might as well. Nope, it's actually Foxy that I got done next. Now Foxy was an interesting case, especially considering when I made him, I wanted to get that FNAF 1 and movie feel of him being incredibly skinny. Because if you know Foxy from any of the FNAF 1 games, you know damn well he's supposed to be this skinny, shaggy kind of person. And honestly, I think I managed it pretty well, even if the head looks more gigantic than half of his body. Of course, like the others, the eyebrows can move, even if they are a little uneven because the giant eye patch. Other than that, I'd say this is one of my best Foxies that I've made. He actually looks skinny and actually looks proportional to the others somehow. And then finally, well, not finally, there's still like free plushies that I'm gonna show as extras. And then finally, for the FNAF 1 crew, minus Golden Freddy, we have Chica the CAWTON. Now Chica, I wanted to wait a little bit before making her, mainly because at the time of making her, I had someone, Brooklyn on Instagram, make a actual printed bib that I was going to order and I was going to use for the plush. However, because I'm an idiot, I decided not to get tracking for it. So I had to make a temporary bib because I seriously do not know how long it's going to take for that thing to come in the mail. Other than that, pretty standard Chica, all things considered. Just like the rest, she can move her eyebrows up and down. Her eyes can move, although one has more of an overlay with the eyelid to get that kind of derpy feeling Chica has from FNAF 1. And like the others, she has her little prop, which is the cupcake. I have not improved the cupcake yet, but I will. And unlike Freddy, she actually has a magnet, so it stays in her hand. Now you may think that's all of the plushies I've made, you know, just standard the FNAF 1 crew and some props. But you'd actually be wrong, because I did make some secret characters, two of which aren't really too secretive, but one I haven't even shown to the public yet. Actually, technically two, because I don't think I've also shown the other one. Next up is someone that, honestly, I just kind of wanted to make for fun. His design isn't one of my favorites, but it's a unique design nonetheless. And that would be Sparky the dog. Of course, like how he is in the movie, I literally just copied Bonnie's pattern, although I accidentally did make his muzzle a little longer, so I guess he kinda looks more canine-like, at least to me. This was mainly just me wanting to make him for fun, because when the hell am I gonna make another Sparky plush? Just like all the rest, the eyebrows move, you know, has Bonnie's signature jaw, all that kind of stuff. I'm starting to realize I don't really have too many features with these guys. Now we're going on to something that I didn't initially update too much, but the head is completely different and to fit more in line with these guys in general. And that would be the main man, Fredbear, or Ferdinand von Bernard, depending on who you're asking. Now this one is a lot different in terms of how I made him than the others, because with him I wanted to get that old Pizza Time Feeder animatronic vibe with him. So that's why the eyes actually are more glassy and shiny, that's why he has glasses, and also his eyebrows are actually a lot fuzzier than any of the other ones. the set so far.
Although, you can take the glasses off.
So now you just have canonical Fredbear.
Or not really.
He is also based on this one Fredbear from the Fnaf movie pack. I'll probably put an image on screen so you get the reference of what he looks like. Everything is still the same. The eyebrows move up and down. His eyeballs can rotate, and you can make him look like that. Now on to the last plush for this particular video. Now, I have not shown this to anyone outside of my close friend group, and that's pretty much it. I will be posting about him after this video is published, so keep an eye out for that. It's time for the one, the only, Spring Bonnie. Now, initially, I was supposed to make and finish a Springtrap custom that I have started, but I wanted to get Spring Bonnie specifically done before Springtrap, mainly just to see what he'd look like in this new style. Plus, I wanted to... I already had a Fredbear, so it just made more sense to make Spring Bonnie next. Like all the rest, you can very well tell he is based on the movie incarnation, although his mouth is not as accurate to that. He's got a nice little bow tie, some Freddy buttons, and that's pretty much it. And those are all my FNAF movie / new FNAF 1 customs thus far. I will be making more in the future, and I should also probably mention the part I referenced earlier in the video. So, ever since the main attraction video, I switched out my main Freddy that I've been using for a long time with this little guy. Basically a more modified version of him, but, you know, with some differences. However, since I have made these guys, and just to be honest, I just prefer them, especially with how accurate they are and how different they look, sadly, I will have to retire these original guys for these. However, I will say this now, there will be 2 more videos with these guys as the main plushies you see in the video. One of them is being filmed as we speak, and the other one is 90% done. I just have to finish a couple of scenes. But once those 2 videos come out, depending on what the next one is, I will be replacing the classic plushies with these new ones. I know a lot of you are probably going to be saddened that these guys are getting retired, but I hope you can understand, because these guys don't really fit in with my style as much as they did a couple of years ago. Especially since I've made these guys, I've improved a lot in plush techniques and sewing and all that. So, it's only fair that I give them a retirement. I just thought that needed to be brought up, because I haven't really mentioned it to anyone in public anyway. Also, before I go, a big shout out to the random plush maker. He has been such a grateful help with making these plushies, especially with like the whole eye technique and the eyebrows. So thank you very much for your help, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye. Ow.